Now, when we shift to virtual, the way that people are being determined for things like leadership and promotions and lateral moves are actually by action. People want to know who's getting the job done. So skill set is becoming more important than ever, as well as your ability to execute and conclude projects. So charisma is taking a backseat to being swayed by action, which is interesting in how organizations are starting to find that there's more equity in promotions as they're coming up. The next piece is when we're in virtual, you gotta be intentional about the conversations. The side chats, checking on each other's family, having conversations about things that you're interested in, those tend not to happen accidentally. We've all been in the meetings virtually when the person says, okay, everybody, bye. Everybody ends the meeting, they're done. I worked with one group that was all virtual, and they were paying attention on building those relationships. And it was interesting, every Wednesday at 9 a.m., which was their start time, they would get together for the first hour of the day, and everybody would bring their breakfast, and they would eat breakfast together, virtually, behind the computers, but they didn't talk about work. They would have conversations about what was happening outside of work, how everybody's family was doing, what were some of the challenges that they were facing, what were some of their wins. They were very intentional about creating these conversations, which allowed for the relationships to build. Now, the next piece is there's minimal body language. Now, I know for me that's always a problem. I need the words, but I also need to understand the intent behind the words. And so when you remove the body language, if somebody tells me to have a great day, going back from that first example, I'm going to wonder, are they telling me to have a great day, or are they telling me to have the day I deserve? What does that mean? What is the intent behind it? So this can cause a lot of unintended conflict, where somebody might be very, very direct in their written communication. Somebody else needs more of the, hi, I hope you're having a great day. How's everything going? Okay, so we're working on this project. And when those two start communicating, it may cause some hurt feelings. Leaders are having to manage these distractions and this unintended conflict. And if we get in front of it to talk about how communication has shifted in virtual, we can minimize some of these hurt feelings. Now, the hurt feelings, I want to be very clear, they're neither good nor bad. They're simply a byproduct of what happens when people get together and communication styles are changing. So if you're a leader that's having to manage that, don't look at it as good or bad. Look at it as simply a byproduct of being human. That helps us be in the right headspace when we have to manage it. And then there are heavy distractions. So as we're going through, if I turn off my camera, no matter how much I want to be engaged, chances are I'm going to start multitasking. My phone's going to beep, something's going to happen, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to start looking at something else, and then I'm in a rabbit hole, and I'm not paying attention. So we do have significantly heavier distractions in the virtual space than we did in person.